Hi guys, it's Beelzebub's Twinkie. So, I figured I'd give a little tutorial on same face syndrome and like how to get over it, because honestly sometimes it's not always easy to get over that kind of stuff, especially if you have like a very simple style or like an anime style. And even though anime style has like evolved, there is still a baseline to it that sometimes can be just hard to get over, basically. And I figured I could just help you a little bit. So, let's get started with this video. So, firstly, I'd like to state that for all these characters, I am using the exact same base, just to go, hey, you can have the same base, but have the features of the face be all different and have a still entirely new character. The only thing that changes within their posing is, well, they all got like their own arms basically, and they all got their own bust size, but that's just because I was having fun, okay? Anyways, moving on. So, here are our ladies, guys. We are gonna go over here to Sue. For Sue, she has a very full upper lip, and a very thin bottom lip. So she has a very pouty lip, basically. And we go over to her nose. She has this very, I'm just gonna call it a diamond shaped nose. Yeah, it could also be like part triangle. But she has a very diamond triangle nose right here. And her eyes, also a very defining part. I'm gonna call them like seductive snake eyes. I don't really know what to call them. Seductive snake eyes will work for now. And she has like thinned eyebrows. But eyebrows, they're important, but you know, people can shape those still. Although people can shape eyes as well. That's not the point. We're getting off a track. This is what makes Sue.1 Sue. And we move over, and then we just got Barry, because Barry, she don't have a doppelganger. You'll know why I'm talking about this in a little bit, don't worry. So, I'm gonna call Barry's nose a thin triangle. So she's just like very, maybe we should call it like kitty nose. She has like kind of like a kitty-ish triangle nose, and she has very thin, ooh, that's too thick. And she has very thin lips that are in a smirk, which again, doesn't really actually matter because that's just her expression and not her facial features. But she has thin lips, and she has these very big angled eyes, very cute and little thin little eyebrows is what makes Barry Barry. And then lastly, we got Mary point one, that I'm gonna call goth girlfriend, Alita goth girlfriend maybe. Anyways, that's what she looks like, just off my own feelings. So, Mary point one, she's got herself what I'm going to call well, I can't say that word. I'm just gonna call it a button nose, because I don't actually know what a button nose is entirely, but I think her nose can count. So she's got this very round shaped nose with, I guess, a little circle on top. Round nose. Oh yeah, that looks horrible. There she goes. She got herself a really round nose, and she has very full lips. Yeah. And her eyes are a little thinner, but not super thin, and they're very angled. and she's got thick, thinned out eyebrows. But that's probably just a personal choice because, you know, Lolita goth girlfriend has to have her eyebrows stylized. But this is what makes Mary. Let me pull that out a little bit so you can see the red a little better. I'm just gonna pull that in. You can see a definite overall shape to each of their faces. Even though they have the same base, they are still entirely different characters. Even if you changed their hairstyle and you made all their hairstyles the exact same, and you gave them all the exact same chest size, and you gave them all the exact same skin tones, just making their actual facial features different made them a whole different character. And I felt like that was important to point out when you're trying to make your own character that doesn't have the same exact face. Over here, this is Mary point 2 and Sue point 2. I made them just so you guys can see the face, just the face. They have the same chest size and everything. Everything else is the same. And you know, technically you can look at them, you're like, okay, maybe they're still two different characters, but they now look related because they have the exact same eye shape, eyebrow shape, just assuming it's their natural eyebrow, nose shape, and lip shape. So even though that their eye colors are different, they still look like the exact same character if you just remove the base layers of the fact that they have different hairstyles and different skin tones. They got the same face. Same face. They look like they're related. And I'm guessing since you're watching this video, you probably don't want your characters to look like the same character right here. You're trying to be like, that's not what I wanted. Mary needs to be Mary and Sue needs to be Sue. They look like twins almost. And you're like, what? You're like, grr, that's not what I wanted. That's not what you wanted. Let me help you. I recommend just starting off with some simple stuff. So you have your face here. Also, I recommend giving yourself a little bit of guiding lines if you're gonna do this. Just to help yourself out while you're doing this. Give yourself a little guiding line. If you want a new nose shape, just draw a random shape. So we're just gonna go with a circle for now. So you want a circle, and you gotta figure out what kind of lips do you want. Do you want thin lips? Do you want thick lips? Thick lips, I personally like drawing thicker lips half of the time. Just my own personal preference. You can make it your own, but you can also thin the top lip out too, so just like that. And then you're gonna take the nose shape, erase it, put that on a different layer, and make the opacity lighter. You're gonna take it and you are going to go with the overall shape, because yeah, you got this little simple thing. You just start with like the nostril area. You're like, okay, but you want to make it round, right? You want to make it round. You'll start rounding it. Make it round. And so you could just start adding to it to make it a whole new nose shape. And you can give it a little highlight if you want. Fill it out. It doesn't have to look entirely realistic as long as it feels right. And then you got your eyes. So you can do many things with your eyes. Just figure out what kind of eyes you're looking for. Are you looking for like more of a seductive character? Are you looking for more of a playful character? Because all that stuff matters. Because if it's a playful character, you're probably going to want bigger eyes. And so they're going to be kind of big. So they look friendly. Also, please don't judge me on my drawings. I know it's scary when I sketch like this, but I'm just trying to help. Guys. Don't judge me too hard. So you got this character, and they have really wide eyes because they're just like really friendly and like, oh my god. And see, they're just like so animate. We're just gonna give them thick eyebrows. So you got yourself a little friendly character right here. It's probably like real happy, real sunshiny. But you don't want that kind of character. You just delete it, and you want to make them more like, you want to make them more seductive. You come up with a new shape of eye, and maybe give it a little bit more angly. Or I guess they don't have to be seductive. They could just be like, I guess, fiery in this case. Or sketchy. I don't know. Wee. They look kind of like they could be a hot character. I think I made my point. But you can keep making a new entire character off of just coming up with new nose shapes and new mouth shapes and new eye shapes. They can keep being different. See, even with this circle shape, I can make an entirely different nose. See, I can elongate it. It's now a new character. And again, I could take the mouth shape and I can change that as well. See, guys, it's a whole new character now. And you can keep doing that. And if you guys feel like you're still struggling with this kind of area, a good thing to actually do is probably just find people on Pinterest or Google and just try to copy their face in your style, because you don't have to be like super realistic when you are trying to draw these, especially if you like a more stylized style. You can just look at features and go, I want that nose on my character. Let's just try to copy that nose a little bit to give to my character. And just as long as you keep going for that, you will slowly learn how to get over that. Because I know for me personally, I really liked doing these kind of eye shapes, honestly. I don't know why. It's just kind of like one of my natural go-to eyes. And it was kind of hard for me to get over that. But it's also like a style thing. But I started to realize I didn't just want to make like, these kind of like, ooh, you can't see it. Let me delete this nose real quick. I didn't want to keep making like entirely like this kind of nose, because I just thought it'd be nice to have a different kind of nose. It gives them a different kind of them, it gives them more of a them. And that's why you can keep having a base. For me, I always start off with this kind of base of a nose though, and I just kind of keep making new noses as time goes. You can have this kind of nose. This kind of nose. And, you can keep going out with it. I recommend, if you're going off with the noses, if you're going to start off noses like I do, find a base way you like to draw noses and just keep changing it periodically, because it's been working really well for me, and I think it will work really well for you guys as well. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Have a good rest of your day.